Hey, how's it going, guys? Matt here with OddsJam, and in this video, what I'm going to be doing is using the OddsJam screen to identify awesome NFL DFS picks for Sunday. So specifically, going to be using the OddsJam screen, specifically going to be talking about NFL DFS. So Thrive, PrizePicks, Underdog, stuff like that. And the reason why this is so cool, the OddsJam screen, completely free to use. You just go to oddsjam.com. You go to the screen, and then you can pull up for a different sport. So I could change it to NFL, or you can change the market. So I want to look at other different player props. And what it does is on one screen, that's why it's called the OddsJam screen, it pulls up where every single sportsbook is pricing the market, this player prop for every single game. So you can just scroll down the list. And you can also, this is a perfect example, shows you when odds change. But the goal of this and what you can do with this screen is just literally scan the lines and find books that have mispriced lines. You can literally find good middles. You can find good betting opportunities just from looking at every single book on one screen. You're basically using the sports books against each other, and you're finding out, okay, PrizePicks has this priced way too high or way too low. Same thing with Thrive. Same thing with Underdog. So in this video, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Just looking at some awesome PrizePicks, Underdog, Thrive, all of the above plays. And right off the bat, we can start with the London game. So in terms of these two plays, let's start with Trevor Lawrence first. So majority of books, except for FanDuel, have this price at about 218, 219, right? If we're just looking at it, majority of books, I would say, have it between 218 or 219. It actually looks like 219 is the high end. 218 seems to be the most common. And then look where PrizePicks has this at, 215. That's a little bit lower than what every other book prices it. Every single onshore book, even including the lower ones like FanDuel and Fox Bet, have his passing yardage prop higher than what PrizePicks has it at 215. Now, I wouldn't touch it at 216. I know that it sounds silly making the difference based on 1 yard, but he has to land somewhere. And it's a bigger difference from PrizePicks to Pinnacle. And Pinnacle is kind of like the source of truth in terms of what a market should truly be priced at. They're the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So they have this priced at 218.5, and they favor him going over that number. So we can get that 3 yards lower on PrizePicks. So I think this is a good PrizePicks entry to add. Trevor Lawrence over 215.5 passing yards on PrizePicks. Let's stick with the same prop in the same game and build ourselves a little 2-leg one for the London game. And how about, and this play I actually like more. So if you don't want to take both of these and you had to choose between one, this is a play I like a lot more. Russell Wilson over 220.5 passing yards. Now I get that both of these feel gross. Broncos have a good defense. Jaguars have been faltering. Russell Wilson's Russell Wilson, and he's been awful, but I get that. But if we're just looking at the odds here, 220.5 is what PrizePicks is giving you. Underdog is giving it to you at 225, 220.5, 220.5 on PrizePicks, 225 on Underdog. And look at every other book. 228 across the board, except for BetRivers, which has it at 229. And this is why I like this one so much more, look at where Pinnacle prices this. They have it priced at 228.5, 8 full yards higher than what PrizePicks has. And they heavily favor it going over. They have the over priced at minus 154 and the under priced at plus 117, plus 117. It's just a monster outlier. It's an 8-yard difference. 8 yards is a bigger deal than the 3 yards that I showed you on the other one. So that's kind of why I like this Russell Wilson one better, is because it's a bigger outlier and Pinnacle favors it going over much more significantly than they favor this one. So to give you a London play, I would take both of these. But if you only wanted to choose one, you wanted to be a little bit safer, I definitely like the Russell Wilson one a lot more. So let's keep going. And here's another good passing yardage prop, another one that feels gross. But again, it's just a massive difference, right? 170.5 is what PrizePicks is pricing Zach Wilson. Look at where all the other books have it. 178, 179, 177. Now this one is good. It's better than the Trevor Lawrence. It's not as good as Russell Wilson because we do see Pinnacle favor it going under 179.5. But that's still a 9-yard difference between what PrizePicks has and what you can get it at on, and I guess what all the other sports books are giving you and what Pinnacle has. So here's another good one. Zach Wilson over 170.5 passing yards. Put this one on PrizePicks. So right now we have 3 or 2 PrizePicks plays, depending on if you want to be safe or not. And here we go. I just found a good one to play on Underdog. PJ Walker under 185.5 passing yards. Every other book prices it for 179, 183, 180, 182. Looks like PrizePicks has it at 182. I'd probably sit this one out on PrizePicks. I do think it's an awesome one on Underdog. And look, Pinnacle prices it 2 yards lower than what Underdog has, and they favor it to go under. So here's a good Underdog one for you. PJ Walker under 185.5 passing yards. And here's another good passing yards prop also on Underdog. Dak Prescott, you want to take him to go under 239.5 passing yards. Pinnacle has it at 236.5. They have it at about even money. And PrizePicks has it 3 yards higher. So I wouldn't touch this on PrizePicks. I wouldn't touch this on Thrive. But look at Underdog. Underdog has it at 3 yards higher at 239.5. And here's the last quarterback prop I'll have for you. Kyler Murray under as well. Pinnacle prices it at 249. FanDuel has it at all the way down to 242. That's insane. 242. That's literally a 10-yard difference than what Underdog has and what FanDuel has. And then look at PrizePicks. They have it at 240. So here's a great opportunity for you to middle these two plays. Take the over on Kyler Murray on PrizePicks. Take the under on Kyler Murray on Underdog. And guess what? You've successfully middled it and have a very, very realistic opportunity that he hits both. That both of these hit, I should say. If you just look at where all these other books price it, they think that he's going to land somewhere between 240 and 252. That's a 12-yard difference between the two books. That's insane. That's just absolutely insane. So this is another good one. We found one on Kyler Murray. We found one on Dak Prescott. We found one on PJ Walker, Zach Wilson, Russell Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. Just showing you the power of having all of this data on one screen. You can do this for every player prop too. You want to go to receiving yards? You can do the same exact thing that I just did. I literally used the OddsJam screen for a same game parlay for Thursday Night Football. Got it to hit just from using the screen. Plus 700 odds just from using the OddsJam screen. And here's a great one. Take Melvin Gordon to go over 10.5 receiving yards. It's at 10.5 on PrizePicks, 12.5 on Pinnacle, and they favor it to go under. They favor it to go over. Pinnacle favors it to go over at minus 121. Now, 2 yards is a bigger difference with a yardage total as low as this. That's literally like 10% between 10.5 and 12.5. So it works on all different player props, works for totals and spreads, but using the OddsJam screen to identify outliers is a great way to find good bets to place, good PrizePicks entries to put in, good bets to place on sportsbooks as well. So that is going to be it for this video. Got some PrizePicks, got some Underdog plays for you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, if you're tailing any of these picks, let me know. Would love to hear it. Other than that, enjoy the NFL Week 8. That's crazy. All the way at Week 8. But regardless, thanks for watching and have a good one.